Hey guys, what's up? This is Panzer Dragon, and today we're going to be doing a video on 10 tips to get better at ranked in Season 7, although it might be, 11 tips, I'm not sure yet. This video is going to be unscripted, but obviously edited to make it look better. Now, if you are new to this channel or you don't know who I am, basically I am going to be Panzer Dragon, a challenger player, which means top 200 in North America, so, these tips are going to be somewhat legit. Somewhat. Oh hey look, I'm beside Night Blue. Oh yeah, so now that you are introduced to who I am, it's time to start the video. Now with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so for the first tip, what is your goal for Season 7? So let's use me for an example. I want to get rank 1. Now you can see this is a long-term goal. So what this means is I should not be looking for the easy wins. I need to look for how to be a better player and adapt to certain patches. So playing OP shit all the time and basically maining them when they're OP is a good strategy short-term, but if I want to be consistently good, I need to improve myself as a player. So, let's say you're Silver 5 and you want to get the Diamond 5 this season, that should be what you're looking for. To improve yourself, not for those easy wins. And so you should be looking at a long-term goal. Basically each game, you shouldn't look at LP, you should look more at MMR. So like if you're in your promos or whatever, it doesn't really matter because you'll still gain the same MMR. And so if you treat each game equally, you won't have that pressure of trying to win until you're Platinum 1 and getting into Diamond 5. But yeah, each game should be treated the same. And yeah, honestly, don't blame your teammates. That's another tip. Your teammates should not be the reason why you couldn't win the game. Most of the time. Say your bottom lane went 0-15 and you're a mid laner and you went 4-0. Okay, so here are two options you can look at it from. You can blame your teammates for sucking and not being good enough, or maybe the enemy bot lane was better at carrying than you. Maybe you couldn't carry hard enough and they were just straight out better. So you kind of look at it and what the hell did they do to be better than me or whatever, and you can learn off that. Or here's a tip for carrying harder. If you're just focused on trying to kill your laner all day and all night and you 5-0 him, try applying your carry pressure to where other lanes might need it. Or if you're a top laner and you're 3-0 and you got your tower, why not switch with your bot lane who is 0-4 so they will stop dying and they can deal with your top laner you dumpstered on. Be active, be vocally known on your team, and say some shit. Don't just blindlessly split push in the top lane and wait until something happens. Be the guy who does something on your team. Now, if you're still blaming your teammates and you're feeding teammates for losing or whatever, again, don't do that, but try self-analyzing and focusing on your play. Every time you make a death, ask yourself what caused that death. Don't go to your teammates, go to yourself, and ask yourself, how could I prevented that death? What did I do wrong? And then once you kind of look at it and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that or something, or maybe I could have played that differently, then honestly, you're good to go. If you look at it and be like, oh, my fucking bot lane just fucking sucks. They're 0-5 and I try and gank for them, and then we get 2v3'd. What the fuck? Shitty bot lane. No. That's your fault for going to the 0-5 bot lane. See, as a jungler, if you have a feeding lane, don't go to it. Unless you're a very fed jungler who can do whatever the hell he wants, then go for it. But every death is gonna be your fault in some way. Someone initiates a team fight and you know it's bad and you still go in, that's your fault. Someone tries and baits you to help them from dying, then you die. Again, that's your fault for getting baited by your teammates. Yeah, that's happened to me quite often. And if you see yourself carrying most of the games, you have the best KDA most of the time, you're going to be confident and be a little cocky. So you know what to do to win games. And then basically what I'm trying to say is play your own game if you know what to do in your own game. And if you listen to your teammates who try and put another game on you, other calls and stuff like that, you might play worse, because I know I have. Some people have told me what to do and I'm like, no, I can't do that because I'm kind of useless. I don't have my ult, so I don't want to do that. And basically, you can probably make decisions for yourself. Now, if these decisions aren't working out for you and you're playing bad or something, probably go back to self-analyzing and see what you could do better, and maybe just listen to your teammates and see what they're doing correctly, I guess, or even look at high elo players and see what they do, and just kind of learn and, have an open mind. But if you're looking for the short-term goal and going for the easy wins, oh boy, I have a lot of tips for you. First off, be a meta slave. Play OP champions. Play champions who have 53% win rates and higher. You don't play that Kalista who got nerfed centuries ago and try and be the best Kalista ever? Well, you're probably gonna have a harder time to win games because she's just not good right now. Unless your goal is to be the best Kalista ever and you want to be known to show off to people or your friends or whatever, then go for it, right? But it's just going to be a harder time to climb the ranks. There's a reason why at the highest level of play, champions keep getting swapped out, like for instance, Azir. This champion used to be super OP. Now no one plays him because he's nerfed, and he's he's basically pretty shitty right now. So if you know what the best champions are for your elo, then of course play that champion, spam that champion, abuse him for the short-term elo. But if that champion gets nerfed in the future patches, I recommend finding a new champ. There's a lot of win rate statistics sites out there, so you can probably figure them out. I like to use champion GG, which is somewhat inaccurate for me because it only gets a bunch of platinum players and above. Doesn't really tell me who the best are in master and challenger, but it gives me a good idea of what the power levels of each champion are. Alright, I don't know about this one. This was a very vague one, but I suggest you guys duo. If you have a partner who wants to like get elo with you, it's more fun, and you guys should like push each other to improve or whatever. And there's more communication, so like you can call where the enemy jungler is or like what you see, what you know, you can control a game very well if you're just a duo. And if you deserve higher elo, you can definitely have a very high win rate if you are better than where you're at. And now if you really want to know what the best roles are to carry in Season 7, it's actually going to be like this. Jungle at number 1, mid at number 2, AD carry at number 3, top at number 4, and support at number 5. I might make a video on this and explain why these are the best roles to carry with, but yeah, that'll probably be left for another video. Now, at the end of the game, if you're feeling frustrated because you lost the game or whatever, now, if you're looking at the short term, you could blame your teammates and, you know, say they're shit, which is probably true. They lost you the game, so it's their fault. But now if you want to improve yourself, again, you have to pick out all the aspects of where you kind of went wrong. And if you think about your mistakes and you realize that that might have been a mistake, subconsciously, well, I don't know about that, but you'll probably not make the same mistake again. Alright, let's give you some real tips on how to win games as a player. Alright, so let's actually give you some gameplay tips instead of mentality, mindset tips. Let's give some good facts so people can actually use them in game. Alright, so this tip, you know how I said be a meta slave? Honestly, it is a good idea, but if you don't have as much time as me and you kind of want to play like only 3 champions, honestly do that. Even if they aren't OP right now, if you can't really learn the meta champions, you know, in a small amount of time, then obviously stick to what you're good at. Like for instance, I don't really have a main, but let's say I did. If I had to main a champion right now, it would probably be Hecarim. It just so happens he's in the meta right now and he's really strong, so I'm good to go. But you honestly only need like 3 champions at most for like your main role, and then you're good to go. Like for me as a jungler, I have like plenty of champions to play because I need to adapt to the meta, but I actually have like 2 champions for each off role. My mid lane is Malzahar and Kassadin, I guess? No, it's just Malzahar. For top lane, it's Nautilus and Malphite, I'd say. For AD carry, it used to be Ashe, but now it's whatever has a high win rate. Support is my secondary role, so I have a little bit more champions there, but honestly, it's always good to have some champions in your off roles, just so you're not, you know, uncomfortable in them. Now, one of the best ways to learn League of Legends is honestly just being a one-trick. Like, Season 4, I was a Wukong, not really a one-trick, but I played him a shit ton in the jungle, and I was known as a Wukong jungle main, so in a sense, I was a one-trick for a bit, and I was just shitting on everyone, but at one point, I got to an ELO where I was matched with people with my skill, and then I kind of just stopped winning and started going 50-50. And at that point, I started to realize like, oh, I gotta change up my playstyle and see what's not working and what my mistakes are and stuff like that. But I knew like everything to do with Wukong, there was just these little mistakes I was making. But the thing is, once you get to an elo where everyone's really good, you start learning new things and you start adapting to the high elo environment or the better environment, and you're on your one trick. So yeah, I mean, if you know what to shit on people with that one champion, do it. Like if you don't have time to be a meta slave, just one trick something, you'll be fine. Now I said this before in like a season 6 tip video, but try and have a mindset where you don't go for kills and go for objectives more like towers and stuff. Right now the meta suits getting objectives and working as a team than getting individual kills, because if you can get a kill but not get any objectives off it, you get a small lead, but like you don't really get anything out of it. But when you take objectives, you're one step closer to closing out the game and just finishing and getting a win. Early game, of course, it's more for getting kills to snowball. And I've got a good example for you guys. So basically, let's say you have the choice between chasing 2 guys running around your base and trying to kill them, or you can get a tower. Basically, the tower is going to be worth more. Because the tower is worth more, you get more map control. The map opens up a little bit more. It's honestly better, but also like, you know, usually kills will lead to objectives. So when you play for kills, you play for objectives right after. Alright, are you guys ready for my big tip? This is probably the biggest tip you should do. And that's going to be when you and your team have a lead and you have like so much gold, dominate the map. Now this sounds kind of lame. I want to say this one word, but I know people will like get pissed at me. But basically, when you have a lead, control the map. Like, as a jungler, that's my job. My job is to control Baron after I got the 3 towers down, control their jungle, and make sure they don't get any monster camps, even just contest the wraiths or whatever, contest the dragon, etc., and just try to force the enemy into a situation where they must make a move, otherwise they're gonna lose the game. And that's honestly how you win with leads. You just force the enemy into weird situations where they kind of know they're gonna lose if they don't do something, so you force them to do it. And the way to control the map is, well, pink wards, well, control wards and sweeper, and just like being around the objectives you want to take. Like, as a jungler, once I've gotten my bottom tower down and enemy top tower is still there, I just roam around that side until like I can get a pick, or like just try and dive the guy or control the enemy's jungle on that side and stick to where the objectives are. Yeah, that's what I do from a jungler's perspective, although from other perspectives, it's kind of similar. Like, if you win bot lane, you should go to top lane so you can get that tower. If you're mid lane, you should like push in your wave and then go top tower to get that tower, because there's a high chance you can probably dive them, and if they don't back off, well, you get a kill and a tower, so that's really good. And as a top laner, you just, you know, if you want top lane, then you just go bot lane. Well, it kind of depends on your champion, of course, but you basically make good use of your teleport. And yeah, that's for top lane. But as support, all you have to do is, honestly, you have to be vocal to your teammates and tell them what to do. I think it's super annoying, but usually what you can do as a support is get wards in their jungle, and make sure your AD carry doesn't die, I guess. But yeah, just control the map, and that's honestly how you should win. If you don't control the map and you let the enemy do whatever they want, then whichever team has a better late game will win the game, because everyone's just farming around and not really doing too much. Eventually people will get picked off and throw, so yeah, tell your team to group and take some objectives. Either way, that's all the tips for today. Oh wait, here's my last tip, and remember, have fun. I'm not sure about this one, but at least try to have fun with this game. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. No, seriously, make sure to leave a like, because apparently that's the YouTube algorithm right now, which encourages more likes than ever. So now the more likes you have, apparently the more better your channel does. So I would really appreciate it if you guys drop that like. I don't even care if you subscribe anymore, but yeah, make sure to drop that like. That's all I ask for. Anyways, I am Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.